and welcome everybody. In the first two parts of this video series, you have seen how to create business-driven test automation scenarios and data drive them using SahiPro 9.0. Links to the previous videos and blogs can be found in the description below. This is the scenario file we have created. Here is the script file where we have saved our implementations, and this is the data file. In this video, we will see how you can easily edit your tests and manage them according to the changes happening in your application. Let's imagine that the flow of our business use case is now changed, leading to the changing or addition of a new step in our test case. For this example, let's say that we want to clear the cart before logging out of our account. That means we need to add an additional step or keyword in our test case. Let's see how we can make that addition and implement that keyword easily. First, insert a new row in the test case by right-clicking and inserting a row at the correct place where you want to add the step. Here, write the keyword clear in this row. We do not have any arguments to add here, so just save the file. Now this keyword is shown in red since this is not yet implemented, while all the other keywords are already implemented. So to implement it, we will right-click on the test case and select Run Record. Run Record will take us through all the steps or keywords that are already implemented and then pause and prompt us to record the new keyword by opening the controller at this point. The controller is now open. As you can see here, it is automatically picked up the script file name from my last recording. It shows me the keyword being recorded. Recording is already on, so I can just click OK and begin. For clear action, I'll just click on this clear button which clears up all my cart. I can also add a verification here that clear happened by adding an assertion on one of these books text boxes that must be blank now. So I just did that. Now I'll click on Stop Recording. It takes me to the Create Function tab. I do not need to add any parameters to my function, so I'll just click Save. It now proceeds through the logout step and stops. Back to our scenario file. The clear keyword is now shown in black, indicating that it is implemented. I can open the script library file and see the function for clear implemented here. Let us execute this test case to verify that it works. So right-click on the test case, select Run Record, and in here, enter the start URL and select Run from this dropdown. The test case executes by calling the relevant functions for each keyword. It uses the data from the data file and runs through all the steps. And it was successful. You can go and see the run logs now. Here I see that the new clear step was executed correctly and passed. So you just added and implemented an additional step in your business test case. Now let's say you would like to separate out your accessors from your script file code in order to make your scripts more manageable and to be able to edit, store and manage accessors in a single place. SahiPro's accessor repository functionality comes in handy here, which allows you to create accessor repositories automatically either during the recording or thereafter using a single click. For more details on accessor repositories, refer the links shared below. Here, let's open our shopping cart functions library file. Click the Create AR option on top. In here, we will enter a meaningful name for our AR file. We will select CSV as an AR option. SahiPro 9.0 has brought you the option to create your AR as a CSV file, which makes it all the more readable and more manageable. So you can see that the AR file was created, wherein you will see all elements used or touched upon within your script. The keys are automatic meaningful variable names provided by Sahi, and the value is the actual accessor of each element. Now, if you open your library script file, you will see it updated such that all elements are accessed using their variable names or keys. Now let's say that you want to update your script. Let's say we want to change the accessor for this element, that is the Java books text box, because text box Q does not seem meaningful. So to update this accessor, we can just open the AR, find the text box Q entry and update the value against it right here if we know the new accessor. But what if we don't know what accessor to use and we want to explore our options? So we can then go to the script file, find the statement where this element is accessed and put a breakpoint by clicking here against the statement. Now we go back to our test case, right click on it, select run record, and in here we select debug from this drop down. This will execute the test case in debug mode, so it will pause the playback at the breakpoint. It stops here. Now switch to the record tab. It shows me the AR file name, or we can select the AR file we are using here. We can now inspect the element by using Control and hovering over it to find better ways to identify it. Since this element itself had no better alternate accessors, I am looking at its surrounding elements. I see this core Java label, and perhaps this could be a better way to find my text field, so that I can always enter the number of Java books in the text field against the Java label. So I anchor this element and then hover over the text box. Now let's see the alternates drop down. It gets me a better accessor using the Near API. Near is a relational accessor API provided by SahiPro that you can use to find your elements. To know more about all the different relational APIs, check out the link in the description below. So here I can use the accessor that looks for a text box element called Q near the cell core Java. I can then save the AR from here, so that the new accessor is saved for this element with this key in the AR. Now that it is saved, I can go to the playback tab and stop. Let me open the AR file now. Here we see that the AR value is updated with the new accessor. Now what if I also want to update the key to match this new accessor of the element? For that, I can control and click here on this name. It opens up a context menu. In here, it automatically shows the name of the AR file where this key resides. It shows its value also. And here it shows me an option to edit the key. So I click here. Now it shows the key value. I can enter a new key here and give it any meaningful name, which I can provide following the naming convention that I have with my team. I am also shown the usage of the key and where all it will get updated. Then click Replace. As you can see now, the element key is now updated with the new name within the script as well as here in the AR file. Isn't it super easy? By following these intuitive operations on the UI, I was able to edit and manage my test scripts for changes at the business level, creating a separate accessor repository, changes at the implementation level, and editing and updating accessors and keys, all with minimal effort and no coding. The effort spent by testers in maintaining their test scripts is drastically reduced with business driven test automation, and they can now spend more time thinking creatively about new test scenarios for their business. Give this a try, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.